Happy New Year, everybody. We're back with the season's first episode of the Cardinal Report. Both the men's and women's basketball teams are off to solid starts, and they join me on set to talk about their seasons. Plus, we dive into the first Cardinal Corner and pick out a play of the week. Stay tuned. We have all that and more next on the Cardinal Report.
The presenting sponsor for the Cardinal Report is Athletico, the preferred provider of physical therapy and athletic training for North Central College.
Welcome in. We kick off with men's basketball. Let's take a look at how the season has shaped up to this point. After starting the season ripping off 3 straight wins, including 2 over nationally ranked opponents, the Cardinals have been dealt a few close losses in the last couple of weeks. A major reason why? Well, the absence of Todd Raridon, the sophomore forward, out with an injury, but North Central hopes to get him back soon. In the meantime, junior guard Erwin Henry has emerged as a consistent offensive option to complement junior forward Alex Sorenson, with guys like Sorenson and Jagger Anderson also playing pretty critical roles on both ends of the floor. At this time, the Cardinals are 8-7 with an even 3-3 mark in conference play. Welcome in. First up is head coach Todd Raridon. And Coach, welcome to the show. Welcome back. Very young team this year. You guys are putting a lot of guys into the fire, and they're responding pretty well. Younger team that you've had in years past?
I don't think so. I mean, I think some of that obviously is, we lost 2 seniors last year, but we also returned 4 starters, so it's not that young. Just that we're playing right now with 3 starters and some young kids off the bench. Jagger's the lone senior on this team. What kind of role does he provide you with that leadership that he presents? Well, Jagger has to provide leadership. Yeah. I mean, I always try to rely heavily on our upperclassmen, our seniors, our juniors to provide that leadership. And he's a quiet kid, so it's a little tougher for him to lead verbally. We just need him to do it really by his actions, his hard work in practice, his hard work on the floor, being a defensive player for us and trying to lead that way. Now, one guy that has developed, and I remember talking about him last year with you, is Erwin Henry. He's been a part of the rotation for a number of years, but this year he seems to have broken out. He can take over a game if he wants to. What has changed? What is the difference with Erwin Henry this year than maybe in years past? Well, I think part of that is that, Erwin is becoming now about our third option, and sometimes our second option. You look at, we're minus a guy right now in our starting rotation, so now his role has to step up. He's capable of defending and rebounding. He's just now his role has expanded greatly. Alex Sorenson is going to be the focal point of most defenses on most nights. We'll talk about Connor in a second, but with him out, especially so. How have you seen him deal with that and adjust, knowing that pressure is going to come? Well, I mean, he has to handle the pressure. I mean, he's our go-to guy. I mean, there's no secret to what we're trying to do. We need to get the ball inside. We need him to score for us. He's handled, for the most part this year, double teams a little better than maybe he has in the past. He's seen a lot of double teams, so he's starting to make better decisions with the basketball. We're still continuing to work with that, having him make those decisions, but I see his growth there much improved than what it was a year ago. But he still has to be able to split double teams and be able to score against smaller people. Now, Connor, he's been out a while. Hopefully get him back soon. Big loss, but how do you compensate on the floor with a guy like him out? Well, he has, he did a lot for us, and I think that one thing that we need him to do more is be a leader, even though he's not playing, is help everybody else. I think it's helped our team grow, I think, with not having him, not having that security blanket with him out there. Yeah. And that's helped us, I think. It's, like I said, it's expanded some guys' roles, which will help us, I think, eventually down the road. Now, before I let you go, I want to go to the film room. I want to take a look at a couple of plays and get the coach speak on some of these. It's time for Check the Tape.
This Cardinal Report segment is sponsored by M&M Rentals.
first play is an offensive set, and this is Tommy Koth and Alex Sorenson able to hook up and get a basket underneath.
Well, you see, first of all, you see Jagger's illegal screen, and he just backpicks Alex. We're trying to get the ball inside, and Tommy makes a nice pass inside, and Alex makes a good, strong move inside. We take the layup every time we can get it.
So here's a play coming off a busted layup on Carthage, and here's Connor, healthy and running the floor.
Well, there's no secret to that. We're just pushing the basketball, and he makes a good decision as far as keeping the basketball and attacking the rim. The other thing I liked about that was you saw Alex Sorenson running, trailing, and you don't get a lot of 6'8" guys that trailing like that in transition. So.
Now, one of the trademarks of a Todd Raridon team is defense, and late in the game, most important against the Titans, and here your team comes up and absolutely stonewalls Illinois Wesleyan.
Well, we end up, we have to switch that screen right there. And consequently, Aiden's pushing and shoving as best he can against a 6'5", 6'6" kid, and at 6'2", and I thought we gave him pretty good help. It was a tough shot for the kid to have, and Aiden did a nice job, and I thought we did a nice job helping too.
Coach, thanks for hopping on. We welcome you back in a couple of weeks,
thanks,
and good luck the rest of the season.
All right, appreciate it.
Coming up next, a couple of players hop on set. We'll be right back on the Cardinal Report. Welcome back, and two of the big Cardinal players are here on set, Jagger Anderson and Alex Sorenson. And Jagger, I want to start with you, the lone senior on this team. Role fun, important, challenging at times, all the above?
Yes, I have to go all the above, because sometimes it's fun when people listening, and when people's not, sometimes it's not fun. It's kind of challenging at the same time, because it's just like a lot of younger players look up to you.
Yeah.
And coach always said you have to lead by example, so like the younger players are watching. So it's just like I have to go out there and play hard and practice games all the time, and I got to expect that the young will follow. So it's challenging. Watching
you play, you seem like a pretty cool cat on the floor. I don't see you getting riled up too often. Is that part of it, trying to lead by example?
I just like to maintain my composure out there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to show the defense that I'm frustrated or I'm upset or something like that. I just want to just keep it mellow.
Alex, I want to go to you. You're one of the big guys on this team, one of the big guys in the conference. Points, rebounds, blocks, you get all those per night, but a lot of nights you're the focal point of the opposing defense. It's got to be kind of tough, right?
Yeah, it's definitely tough sometimes. I think this year I've been subject to a lot more double teams than I was last year, and just teams kind of keying in on me, it feels like a little more than they did last year. And it's just something that I've had to get adjusted to and try to be a little better with. Towards the start of the year, I was turning the ball over a lot. Double team was coming. I was kind of freaking out, just chucking it. But now I think I'm doing a little better job, taking my time a little bit, trying to see where it's coming from and be able to make a smart play instead of just panicking. So it's definitely, it's not easy dealing with that every night, but it's just kind of how it is, and I've got to learn to adjust.
You guys are playing without one of your big players, and that's Connor Raridon right now. And I'm sure you have noticed the absence of Connor. What's the difference on the court and off the court as well?
Yeah, I think on the court, Connor, he's just such an incredible player for us. He can do so many different things, and just kind of gets our offense going because he can pass, he can shoot, he can get to the basket. On the offensive end of the floor, he can really do anything for us and really is a key part of our offense. And defensively, he's huge too. So not having him out there on the court, it definitely puts us at a little bit of a disadvantage. I mean, we're obviously would love to have him out there, but we just got to keep plugging away until he's back. And off the court, he's a great influence in the locker room. He's still doing that. He's still in there. He's talking. He's always got something to say. He's kind of more of a coach role right now.
Yeah.
Which it's been kind of fun to see him like that. So he's doing a great job.
When you guys tied North Park up at 73 apiece, we looked over and he was trying to clap, but it wasn't going too well with the cast.
The cast makes that tough.
Yeah. Wartburg, double OT, couple of buzzer beaters. Holy moly! I mean, you hit one of them to send it to double OT, but craziest game you've ever been a part of?
Yes, by far. So Coach, he basically wanted the play to go back to Aiden because he just hit the first one.
Yeah.
So when I caught the ball, I was dribbling down, I was looking for Aiden, and he was covered. Alex told me, hey, throw it up back. Irwin was like, I'm going to be open. So I come down the court, and, like, nobody's open, but, like, just me. So I was like, oh, like, do I take it? Do I pass it? So I just shot it, and it went in, and I was pretty excited about that.
What was the thought the second that ball left your hand? Did you know it was going to go in?
Yeah, I did, because I started bagging back, and I started smiling. I was like, all right, let's go. So.
And then to win that game as well, because it's one thing to hit 2 buzzer beaters to extend the game, but you got to win the game, right?
Yeah.
And to pull that out, what did that mean to the team?
That actually meant a lot. It just showed us that how tough we really are, how good that we can be down the stretch, and it showed us that we can actually close out our games.
Yeah.
And like when things don't go well early, that if you just keep fighting, that eventually something good will happen. So.
Last thing, we'll go to Alex for this one. 2-3 in conference.
Yep.
You have a chance to make the conference tournament. Obviously, the season is still young in that point. What does this team have to do to get there?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us is we just have to play hard all the time. I think we go on stretches where it's not that we're trying to deliberately be lazy. we just aren't maybe as focused or as locked.
Coasting a little bit.
Maybe a little bit, yeah. And we're just not as locked in as I think we need to be mentally. And I think we proved when on Saturday against North Park, we were down 14, not playing very well, and then it just seemed like a switch turned on, and we were just playing so incredibly hard. We got all the way back in the game. We tied it up. Yeah. We didn't end up winning, unfortunately, but we showed in that stretch that we can play incredibly well when we play hard, and we just need to realize that and be able to do that for 40 minutes every night.
Well, guys, thanks for hopping on. Good luck moving forward. You guys are a lot of fun to watch, so
thank you.
Keep that going.
Will do. Thank you.
Coming up next, we have the Cardinal Corner. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This Cardinal Report segment is presented by Belgio's Catering.
Addressing the vacant position of women's volleyball coach, North Central announcing January 6th its man to take the job, and it's a familiar face. Men's coach Kyle Exline.
I went to my assistant coach for the men, and I was like, hey, what do you think of this idea? So he's like, you have to go home and talk to your wife about this. So I went home, talked to my wife about it, and then she said, you got to go talk to your bosses. My wife and I, we don't have any children around, so we're looking at it as we have 28 sons right behind us, and we have 23 daughters on the women's side.
So how did it all unfold? Well, just like any other candidate, actually.
We kind of went through some logistics and went through the whole hiring process. So as I was filling out the application, it said, who's your current employer? And I typed in North Central College, and then the next part of it was, can we contact them? And I said, absolutely yes.
After building the men's program from the bottom up, going 8-16 in its inaugural season, Xline is now tasked with leading the women's team. But aside from coaching duties, very little else has actually changed.
The only thing we're really adding is the women's recruiting, in which we have a full-time graduate assistant on staff. She's actually already got 2 girls committed already, and we're super excited, looking forward to the future.
Known for his energy and organization, North Central Athletic Director Jim Miller is quoted in the official release stating he, Xline, has tremendous organizational skills, communicates well, and most importantly, brings boundless energy and enthusiasm to the program. And with that in mind, it's no surprise Xline has already taken a good, hard, long look at his new squad.
We're very young, we're very talented. Our freshmen and sophomores coming up are very strong, so we're looking forward to going through our non-traditional spring season with them and then getting ready and geared up for August. As
for the men's team,
we had a very strong fall season. A lot of our returners stepped up. They went and did their workouts over the summer. They came back ready and in shape. Our 10 freshmen that added to the program, as you can hear, they're getting loud right now. The 10 freshmen that we added to the program meshed very well with our current squad.
Now with both teams under one clipboard, Xline hopes to pull from other championship caliber programs here at North Central.
Coming off of the national championship for men's cross country and then men's football, they finished 10th in the country, lost in the second round. We just have a championship environment here at this college. and looking to bring the men's culture over to the women's side. And we're just looking for positive success. And we really think we're in a great location, great area to bring in top talented student athletes. So we're looking forward to a bright future.
For the Cardinal Report, I'm Kevin Jackman.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
From the men to the women, Coach Roof and company will join me on set in a moment. But first, let's check in on their season.
One word describes the women's season: close. A 1-point win against North Park and 5-point losses to Illinois Wesleyan and Wheaton, plus a 7-point loss to Augustana. Sitting 9-6, 3-3 in conference play, the Cardinals are still scoring at a blistering pace. Injuries, however, have taken some bite out of the Cardinals' attack. Junior guard Mason Whipple is out for the season, while senior center Jamie Cooney has been in and out of the lineup. Strong leadership has kept NCC above water and should continue to, with seniors like Anita Sterling, Paula Zerante, Marina Grizafi, and of course, Cooney.
Hey, Coach Michelle Roof is on set, and welcome, Coach. Thanks for hopping on with us. Great start to the season and a big win against North Park. How's the season going in your eyes right now?
You know what, I think it's going well. We've been on the road most of the season, so it's tough to truly measure, how good we are, how good we can be. But we started conference earlier this season than we ever have before. So that was an interesting touch there. We're playing a lot of young players, a lot of young kids. And so, we're going to have some ups and downs, but we like what we've done so far. I feel like we've really improved, game to game, and that we're going to continue to get better, playing this much depth throughout the rest of the season. We'll
definitely get to the young guns because they've played a big role in the season so far. But let's talk about Jamie Cooney, because at the end of that North Park game, not only a three to, I think, put you up by a little bit more, but the block to seal it. I mean, she has emerged, and she's been in and out of the lineup. How nice is it to have her back?
Oh, it's huge to have her back. When she got to North Central and played the back of our press, that safety position, I think in 1 year we ended up giving up about 20 fewer points a game with her at the back of the press. We can be so much more aggressive on the front end. But, just leadership-wise, she can score, she can shoot the ball offensively. But her defensive presence, I mean, there's just nothing like it. When she's on the floor, we know we can really get up and pressure, and not get too stressed out if they beat the press in the backcourt.
Anybody under 6 feet, if they go to the rim with Jamie under there, I don't know if you're going to make that ball up to the hoop. She's tough. She's imposing underneath the hoop.
She is, and whether they score or not, they're thinking about it, So even if the shot goes in, we know that they're altering their shots. They're thinking about it. They're hesitating, slowing down. So it just kind of throws off the mechanics of what they're doing in their 2-on-1 attack or their 1-on-1 attack.
Now, Anita and Paula will be on the show in a little bit. But senior leadership is huge on this team, and with so many players involved in the way you guys play, I'm sure it plays just that more important in what you're trying to do. Yeah, it does. I mean, they provide so much leadership.
All of them have been playing, Jamie for 3 years. Paula and Anita have been playing significant minutes for 4 years. Now they're, transitioning into that leadership role, both on and off the court. In practice, I think we started the year, the first day of practice, we had 12 new players. We have 12 new faces in the program right now. So, 3 coaches can get around and coach a little bit, but it's nice to have 7 coaches out there with our seniors, or 6 with our seniors. They can really spread out and talk and communicate and coach the team, just as well as we can. Now let's transition to the younger players, because as you mentioned, a lot of new faces, not just freshmen, but also transfers that have come into the program as well. You've gotten them into the system, and it looks as though they're comfortable at this point. They're getting there. Offensively, it doesn't take too long to kind of figure out the movement, the motion of what we're doing. The speed takes a while, and especially the defense, play essentially, a sick 'em defense. So the closest to are trapping, everybody else is rotating. And it's hard to break those habits of high school, staying up and attacking as opposed to running back. And we really need, all 5 players on the floor on the same page to make sure that all our rotations work out. So that's probably what takes the longest, but now they're at a point where they get it, they understand it, and so now we won't have as many breakdowns, and they're going to continue to just get better each game. A little more instinctual at this point. Yes, yeah. So few home games, I think, is the only gripe at this point in the season, but I will say, will you trade a few at Gregory Arena for the
the trip out in Hawaii?
We'll trade them all in, Gregory, if we can stay in Hawaii. That was just a phenomenal team trip all the way around. 1-2 close games. I think we really grew up as a team, as a group out there. And just the chemistry, the camaraderie. I mean, we had them all over the island, jumping off waterfalls
so
and going out on boat trips. And so it really was a good experience for everybody.
You missed some really great weather here. Unfortunately, to tell you that.
Yeah.
But how do you get this team from getting from good to great? What's that next step for Cardinal basketball?
I know it's a little bit cliche, but for us, it's just improving every day, getting a little bit smarter, getting a little bit more instinctual defensively. Yeah. We're forcing more turnovers this year than we have, but we need to continue to force more, and that just comes with playing basketball. Playing this many young players and the returners. We just have to get a little smarter every game and, continue to play our pace, continue to do the things that we do that they know that we're supposed to be doing on the floor, play hard, and we'll continue to improve. And kind of the sign of a system team is we typically are playing our best basketball at the end of the season because it takes that much game experience to really get it all figured out.
Well, good luck moving forward. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you. That sounds fantastic.
So best of luck.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Kevin.
A couple of players join us on set, Anita Sterling and Paula Zerante. We'll be right back on the Cardinal Report. Welcome back, and two veterans are on set, Paula Zerante and Anita Sterling. And Anita, I want to start with you. Senior, you've been in the system for all 4 years.
Yeah.
Unconventional. Are you now finally used to playing this kind of basketball?
I am. Yeah, it's weird. So I'll go back to my old high school, Willowbrook, and I'll watch them play, and it's so slow. Like they're walking the ball up the court. They're running set plays. They're not pressing, and it's like slow motion. Even watching the Bulls play, it's so slow. I can't stand it.
If you take the court in a pickup game, are you thinking all right, can we run now? Can we go?
Yeah, I'm looking I'm getting mad at my players, the twos and the threes. You should be running out on the sideline. Why aren't you touching the end lines? What are you doing? I just want to push the ball, move as quickly as possible, and then if we miss a shot, I'm why aren't you guys pressing? Let's go. It's just so weird.
Paula, for you, both of you were seniors, but playing that mentor role for some of the new players and kind of educating them in the system, is that fun? Is that a fun challenge for you?
Yeah, it's been really nice this year. Just, last year we had only 2 freshmen, so it was a little bit different. We didn't have so much of the mentoring role as this year with almost 12 new people. Yeah. It's completely different, but I think that all the seniors have stepped up a lot, and everybody's played their role as a mentor, and it's been really enjoyable this season so far doing that.
For most teams, 12 new people, that's a whole new team. Yeah. That's half of you guys, though.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
It is. There's so many of them, but props to them. They're just so open to listening and so ready to learn and so coachable. I've seen so many girls, coach will go up to them and say, you've got a cat and mouse, which is a term up for us on defense. And then I don't see that girl make the same mistake twice, which is just, you don't see that in many freshmen.
Yeah.
I really just proud of what they've done so far this season.
And now they might be pressed into action even more. Mason Whipple going down with an injury. I'm sure that bums you guys out. I'm sure that she was bummed out about that. But you'll see some people emerge, I'm guessing.
Yes. Yeah. And even just the last couple of games, it's been hard without Mason, but she's been such a supporter on the sideline and has really pushed those freshmen to step up and take on those scoring responsibilities that now we need to make up for, those defensive responsibilities that need to be made up for. And I think they've really done a great job with that. Our freshman, one of our new freshman point guard, her name's Lindsay. She stepped up huge. She's having big assists every game, and it's really nice to see.
I'd say both Caroline and Lindsay are really stepping up to fill Mason's shoes.
Caroline too.
Mason was a phenomenal player, but Caroline and Lindsay are really doing a great job pushing the ball and helping us out.
You got some good guards. Waiting in the wing, which is exciting for you guys. Anita, I want to go back to you. You guys have started strong. How do you finish strong and maybe even improve on where you are right now?
Coach said earlier, I think just practicing and improving every practice, keeping our focus, because I know we've lost a lot of players along the way. Jamie's shoulder, Paula's hip, just little like ankle injuries like here and there, Mason. So it's just like staying focused and like remembering what our main goal is overall.
All right, you guys ready for the quick hits? So these are 3 questions, not basketball related. Take your time. First question, we'll go with Paula for this one. You guys are both seniors, so what degree are you going to be graduating with?
I'm graduating with my accounting degree on the CPA track.
Cool.
So, yep.
Awesome. Anita?
I'm graduating with sport management degree,
Awesome.
and I'm hoping to go to grad school. Just kidding. I'm going to grad school. I'm going to grad school. I'm going to get my MBA. Still putting in applications for graduate schools, but that's what I'm going to do next.
That's so cool. Nice job for both of you guys. I'll start with Anita for this one. Favorite class that you've taken at North Central?
Probably my wellness class. It has nothing to do with my major, like it's not required.
Yeah.
I guess wellness obviously has a lot to do with life, but it was just interesting to learn about like your body and like just like nutrition stuff. There was one where my professor like had us keep track of like a habit, like a bad habit that we have. So I would drink a pop a night. I don't know why, but I love Sierra Mist. So once I started like keeping track of it and then learning about all the consequences of pop and all the sugars, then I was able to cut that back. So it benefited me.
No more pop?
Here and there, I like to splurge. Paul and I are big pop drinkers.
We love it.
We try to contain.
I tried the same thing in that class. It didn't work out as well for me, though.
What class for you?
I'd have to say audit was my favorite class.
Yeah.
I wanted to like lie and make up something more interesting, but it was my favorite.
What about it in particular? Anything?
I think first of all, the professor is like a really big mentor of mine. I just like find her to be really awesome, and she just incorporates a lot of things from like I want to do audit, so I have a job after college as an auditor. So
that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Hopefully I like the class.
Yeah.
So just what she incorporated in the classroom, and I just like the feel of it. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's pretty much why.
One more last funny question. Your go-to candy. We'll start with Anita for this one.
It's a really tough question.
It is. There's so many options.
I do love candy.
We all love the candy store in downtown Naperville.
Yeah, Naper Nuts and Sweets.
Little
so
plug right
good.
there.
Yeah.
We didn't mean to.
I'm so sorry. Walgreens, anyway. A vending machine, probably Starburst. I'd say currently is my favorite one, but it hops around. Skittles, even chocolate. I just can't decide, but Starburst, I guess.
Which flavor?
Pink.
Everyone's got to have it pink. That's go-to. Good one. Paula?
My favorite is Three Musketeers.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like people just don't give it the recognition it deserves.
It's kind of like the...
It's so good.
You think like Milky Way and Snickers, and they're like, Three Musketeers.
Right. I just had one just before I came on today, so...
Perfect timing. Well, guys, good luck for the rest of the season. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah, of course.
And we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Thank you for having us.
One final break. We'll be right back on the Cardinal Report.
NCTV really reflects the world around you, the world that you live in. We're there in the community and we're bringing that world to you. Whether we're out in a concert or we're out at a public hearing, we are in the community when we're bringing that to you online and on air.
This week's play of the game goes to wrestler Emonte Logan, who gets the takedown and almost completes the walk-off pin. Here's the play-by-play.
Started in the down position, got the escape. There it is. That might be the pin.
Logan might hit him.
He's got him where he wants him.
Logan has his shoulders up against the mat. He needs the right one down. Helton trying to turn away. It looked like for a second Logan did have it, but it wasn't long enough.
He did a great job from the takedown, working the takedown into a pinning move.
Cardinals lose by 1, but Logan gets the Cardinal Report's play of the game.
That's it for this episode of the Cardinal Report. Our next show airs on January 26th, but before then, tune into a couple of basketball games. The women take on Carthage on the 18th, while the men battle Milliken on the 25th. Until next time, I'm Kevin Jackman on the Cardinal Report.